Welcome back to Mocha Monroe Media. And from the title, you see what we will be talking about today. I was inspired to just talk about it. I watched the Wendy Williams movie, and she experienced the same thing in the movie. It wasn't the conventional, a guy knocks you down at gunpoint and rapes you. It wasn't like that. It was like date rape. It was a friend. I allowed them in my home. I was like intimidated into having sex with them. I haven't spoke about it, but from watching her movie, I was like, I'll make a story time about this. The way that it reached me when I was like, oh, I went through that too. I'm so happy she put that in the movie. My story, another person has went through it, and when they watch this, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I went through this too. I didn't say anything about it either. It started like this. I was pregnant at the time, 5 or 6 months pregnant with my daughter, my last daughter. Me and my ex-husband were not together when I was pregnant with our last child. So I was staying by myself, raising our other 2 kids and pregnant with our 3rd kid. For the sake of this story, I'll just say that his name is Tyler. And this Tyler person, we're very cool. We talk all the time. Me and this Tyler person went to school together. We also had like a flirtatious relationship as well. We had the type of relationship, we would flirt with each other a little bit, but we would talk about things like being in relationships with other people, or, we would talk about things like that. When I got married and had my kids, just like a lot of people, I wasn't around. People were freaking finishing college and living their life and just getting their apartments or still staying with their parents or whatever, just, living their single life. And I was married with kids. Even though I was pregnant, I was still seeing a guy that was really, really supportive during that time. So the friend Tyler, he knew about it because we had been talking. He knew about, everything that was going on in my life. So that night when he called me, he was like, what are you doing? Let me come over. You want me to go get you something to eat from this place? And I was like, yes. Like, I'm 5-6 months pregnant. Yes, I do want some cheese fries and some chicken tenders. It was like club hours. Booty call hours as well. But this is my friend. This isn't a booty call dude. This is somebody that I've been knowing for years and years. I didn't think anything of it. I said, yeah, you can come over, and yeah, you could bring me something to eat too. No biggie. He bought the food. I ate. And we talked. We watched TV. A shift in the atmosphere. After eating and talking to Tyler, he had a really big gun, like a Glock. And he pulled it out, like from the side of him or whatever, and he put it down on the table. And when he did that, it weirded me out. I'm afraid of guns, and another thing, we're friends. Why you got this big ass gun putting it on the table? And in that moment of him doing that, I can remember thinking to myself, I don't know him. You go from knowing the people that you came up with to not knowing them, to not know if they are killers, to not know anything. In that moment, I knew, girl, you got to get this man out your house. He put the gun down. He's looking at me. He's trying to get with me. He's scooting over to me. He's trying to get on me. And I'm like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, laying down on the couch and him getting on top of me and me feeling like this is gonna happen because he has this gun in here. My 2 babies are in the other room. My baby is in my stomach. Remember feeling like I don't want to have sex with this person. If I don't have sex with him, why that gun right there? You know what I'm saying? Immediately after it being over, him not saying nothing, like it was silence, getting the gun, putting it back, and leaving. that pretty much being it. Me never saying nothing to even him about it. And I didn't because I felt like he knew. He knew the intentions that he had. He knew why he put the gun there. He knew. He had all plans of doing, like, of intimidating me to do it. So I didn't say anything. I just remained like we were still cool. And I didn't ever verbalize how I felt. Or how I felt like, why did you come over and do me like that? I never verbalized it. And I never said anything until now. I had told a friend what happened. And she didn't believe me. You know, like, when I told her, she didn't believe that that could happen. Or something like that would happen. So I said to myself, I'm not going to tell nobody else because I don't want to put that out. Like, I don't want to put this on him. Like, am I wrong? Am I supposed to feel like this? Did this really happen? Am I just tripping? Like, but then I went to my mom and I told her what happened. And I told her, like, the sequence of it all. And this is years later when I told my mom. And she said, no, you're not tripping. He knew what he was doing. And he had intentions of doing that. Don't feel any kind of way because the way you are feeling, you supposed to feel like that. You know what he was doing when he pulled that gun out and put it on the table to let you see it? That was for you to know, like, it was finna go down. My mom validated me and she gave me strength to be able to say how I feel. And I didn't say anything. But I'm saying something now. Consent is not tricky. It's pretty clear-cut. You know? Like, you know when you want somebody and y'all desire each other. And it's supposed to be. Because you can feel it. When I was younger, in my 20s, I experienced a couple of guys that were not guys that I really wanted to be with, but because of the situation I had put myself in, like trusting them or getting in a closed space with them, I felt like, let me go ahead and just give my body to them to get them away from me, because why the hell did I put myself in a position of this person that I don't want to be around me? Like, you know, they're making me feel uncomfortable. I would give in to, like, the intimidation of, like, come on, took me a long time to realize men not supposed to be doing that to you. Do you know how many instances I had where I was, like, alone with a guy? I don't want to have sex with him, but he's still like, come on, trying to get on. Consensual sex is very fun, and the woman is into it. You're going to be satisfied. She's into it. You're into it. But that trying to you just gonna force yourself to be with me, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. Not cool, and it's something that a lot of people go through, and they don't say anything about it just because it's not like, get down, bitch. When people think of, like, rape, they think of, like, get down, you know, and it's a lot of times it's not like that. It's just you allowing someone in your space and a stronger person, and them intimidating you or them forcing you into it, but like making you do it. It's not a sexy thing. It's like they're forcing. It's date rape. And until I seen that Wendy Williams story, I just had put that off to, that was a bad experience with the guy. I knew it was more than that because, you know, I told my mom, but I wasn't going to say anything about it with the word rape in it, making a video about it. But it is a shitty experience, and it's something that has stuck with me since it happened. Even though it happened and I felt violated, I still freaking talk to this person. Like, not talk to him, I distance myself from him, But if I seen them or something like that, I still would feel like obligated to say something without saying anything about it. It's like, it's the weirdest thing. And I know like judgmental people will be like, girl, blah, 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 blah. But the people that it's supposed to reach, they understand because they've been through it too, and they understand exactly what I'm talking about. And so after that experience, like boundaries, of course, were set for me. The guy that I was talking to, I did get into a relationship with him. I did confide in him. He passed away, but he knew about it. So before my mom knew about it, he knew about it. And you see how things are just like come to you. He was there for me in the experience. And he was also there, like, you know, they counseled me through that because it was horrible. It was a horrible experience for me, like mentally, and it still is. After he passed away and I started back dating, I just have a whole mindset of not allowing people into my home anymore unless I freaking know you. Baby, I gotta vet you out. Like I gotta know, because that is nothing you want to go through. Allowing a man or woman to come in your space and you feel intimidated, you feel scared, you want to get them away from your home. That's the worst feeling. But one of the best feelings is getting them out of the home after you experience that. After that man left out of my house and I locked my door and took me a shower and laid down, I was hurt. But baby, I was happy to have him out of my house. I tell you that much. Because I was so scared when he was in there with that big gun. Oh, hell no. He pulling that thing out. It was late at night. I don't know what I was thinking. Green. Letting him come over to my house like, oh yeah, I went to school with him. Of course you can come over. You can come over and bring me something to eat. Like, girl, we are not kids anymore. It's just like, sure. Baby, you have to be mindful. It taught me a lot. So to like the young women and men, be mindful. Just because you went to school with those people all those years does not mean when you turn like 25 years old, that means that you're supposed to let those same people come into your space, you thinking that they're the same people that you went to school with. You know, you think you know people, but you don't. I feel good to have let that off my chest and my heart. Guys, if you have a story to tell, let the story off your chest. Let it off your heart and release it, because it makes you feel so good to release it. Like that crying right there, that just made me feel really good. If you've made it to this point in the video, you have to give it a thumbs up, because you've stuck with me through this whole thing, and this was not easy for me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe right now. Press that notification bell so you can know every time I post. I will be back sooner than later with another video. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.